Hey guys, everybody, how's it going? Yes. Starting a little bit early today. I got a meeting that's going to be a long meeting, and I want to do a live stream before I go into that meeting because it helps me to be happier. So I'm hoping we get some folks to join us. That would be super cool. Alrighty. Oh, just like weekly status report type meeting. Super exciting stuff. Super exciting stuff. So, gotta get my mug. How's everybody's morning going? I've been awake for like almost 3 hours. So, my morning's been going pretty well. Chief, I need you to send me your address. I give stuff away for every $100. It's usually something goofy, like a box of Rippets, or a 6-pack of Rippets, or Fiddle Faddle, or something like that. But it's how I roll. So I need your address. Don't forget to like, you gentlemans, so that we can get this stream rolling. So I've been reading up on the tactical. Oh, that's what I should put in there. That's what Hey. There you go. I changed the name of the stream. Thank you, Chief. show all of the bullets of your guns, there's only like 3 bullets. Sorry, 4 bullets. Alrighty, so we've got 12 gauge shells for the shotguns. We've got 6.5 Creedmoor for the AR-10. .556 for the AR-15. And then 9mm for the pistols and the carbine. And I'll see if I can kind of hold these in a way and then you can kind of see that's kind of the comparisons of what they look like. So shotgun, 6.5 Creedmoor, 5.56, and 9mm. It can be a lot of money, but it isn't always. I like to shop very economically, so I shop when things are on sale, when there's deals. Yep, that's how I roll. That's how I like to do things. I didn't spend as much because I built a lot of my guns, or I assemble a lot of my guns big. I didn't spend as much as some people spend because I like to save money. And I don't own a lot of guns that are like really expensive guns. I have like 2 moderately expensive guns. I have my shotgun that's the Mossberg, the black shotgun against the wall, and I have my AK-47. And the only reason that I own those is because I got a good deal on those. I would love to find a good deal on like a Python. Like I said, I would love to find a good deal on a Python. I just don't think that I'm going to, because it's like a pop culture gun now. So there's that. And that will, like when I finally get Python, that will probably be the most expensive gun, simply because it just is. Yup. But even the AK, I didn't build the AK, I kind of fixed some things on it and rebuilt it is kind of the way to describe it. And even that, it was like I used a punch and a mallet and a Dremel to fix some of the stuff that was wrong with it. But, and then that shotgun. I mean, that shotgun's like a $1,500 shotgun. That's not what I paid for it, because I was able to get a good deal on it, but that's like how much you would potentially pay for that shotgun. And kind of the same thing with the AK. The AK, if you were to buy that AK in the configuration it's in, it would probably cost between $1,200 and like $1,500. That's not what I paid for it. That's why I tell people, like, don't, when you're gonna buy guns and you're getting into the gun world, don't start super expensive, because your guns can be worth a lot of money, but it doesn't mean they will be worth a lot of money. Like, some people will go and spend $2,000 on a very expensive AR, and maybe they decide that ARs aren't their thing. Yeah. Exactly, Chief. And maybe ARs aren't that person's thing, so then if I would have bought them, well, so like that AK you can't buy new. You can't buy new Norinco AKs. They don't exist. So if I were to buy one that was in the Type 56 configuration, it either would have been pre-1987, because anything that came out of China after 1987 was held in customs, and ATF went and inspected them and forced them to be modified AKs or national match AKs, and they still had like modifications done to them, so they didn't look like AKs anymore. They looked like sport rifles. And so that's what was going on with mine, and so I took it apart and fixed it and made it the AK again. And that's just kind of what happened in the late 80s with AKs. And then the shotgun, no, I just have the one that's like a real simple, basic, like close to stock AK. So yeah, it's pretty stock. I'd actually like to take it a little bit further and make it more stock, but I don't know that it's going to be cost effective to do that. To get like the chew wood furniture that comes out of China, that's a couple $100, and I don't know that I'm that desperate to do that. If anything, what I do is I'd put just some nicer wood furniture on it that just looks cleaner than the Bakelite and the Yugo style handguards. I agree. I like Druganovs, but I really want to get a Vepr. I've shot a Vepr before, and I love the Vepr. It's one of my favorite rifles. I really, really, really like the Vepr. I think it's a really cool rifle. Which is interesting, because the Vepr is kind of like, hey, what's going on, bud? The Vepr is actually more like a Mac 90 or an NHM 90 than people realize. And except that because it shoots 7.62 by 54R, it's better at long range, and you can get like a stock scope on it, or you can put an aftermarket scope on it with the riser. So, cooking with love. Bro Bars. What's up, buddy? And so I would love to find one. I just don't know. And I remember, like, you used to be able to get them again for like $600-700, and now they're so hard to find. But they're just kind of a cool semi-automatic, not super long range. They're kind of like the AR-10 of AKs. It's kind of neat. But like with 30-06 ballistics, or close to 30-06 ballistics, I should say. I get so many comments on my channel. People love commenting on stuff. But then they don't sub. Oh man. So, yeah. So I got some, but that's all like way after. We have to get the revolver. Gotta get the revolver first. And we have to get the cowboy gun. Or the other cowboy gun. We have to get the Henry repeating arms. Oh man, what's going on? My X is blowing up. Interesting. Oh. That will probably come after. So that will probably be the next gun after the 4570. After we get the 4570, it'll probably be the 1911. Ben, what's going on? I thought for sure we would have more viewers today, but my live streams were. Yeah, Ben, you were talking about how you're on probation, and my live streams have just been like no more than like 10 people. Oh yeah, you put the you put the that sleeve inside the shotgun. Really, Winchester? That sucks. I wonder if I need to go back. Every once in a while I get too many mods and I need to go back and like change my mods. So I'm wondering if I wonder if I need to do that. Let me do that. Let me check my mods. Community moderation. I'm gonna drop beta. Carson. Okay, we'll see if that helps. Every once in a while I found that like changing your moderators and reducing the number of moderators you have, I've seen that help bolster some of your growth. I've seen that make it. I've seen them when you're not overly concerned with people coming on and joining the stream and saying what they want, they tend to throw people your way. When you do too many bans, one after another, oof, that's rough. That is rough, Winchester. Yeah, we're at 6 likes. So when America bombed their nuclear facilities. So I've been reading up a lot, and then Iran, shot at Al-Udeid Air Base. So I've been reading up a lot about the two strikes that took place. And I'm using the word strike to indicate like when the U.S. struck Iran and when Iran shot missiles at Al-Udeid Air Base. So I'm separating those two things. I'm not doing each individual like location. Yeah. Agreed, Winchester. Agreed. Oh, we're talking about 4570. Yeah, we talked about that a couple days ago on one of my streams. That Iranian propaganda is, oh well, they're doing the research. They're doing all that research so that they can improve nuclear power and energy. But Iran only has one nuclear power plant. It wasn't targeted. And they've never built any more infrastructure for nuclear power outside of that one plant. Iran was hit by an earthquake too? When were they hit by an earthquake? Was that recent? Let's see. Oh, right before the strike. Vortex, what's going on, buddy? Thank you. That is refreshing to hear from someone across the pond, Winchester, because, man, um, you know, obviously, what our political leaders say on a regular basis, even the ones that I've voted for, like they're gonna say what they think their constituents want to hear. Um, but like deep down, we know that like the UK and European leaders, they want the US involved in stuff because we are good at what we do. And there's so many people that get on social media and do things and say things that just are loud and obnoxious, but does not actually reflect the majority of the people in their nation. The same is true here in other parts of the world. Most people just want to be happy and safe and try to make their lives better. That's what they pursue. That's that pursuit of happiness. Whether it's in their Declaration of Independence or the equivalent of it, but it is pretty trendy to hate on the US. Yeah, yeah. And isn't the French Foreign Legion is like they're they're not. Hey, what's going on, Course? I just saw your message in the group. Um, isn't the French Foreign Legion? It's made up of volunteers from any country, and it's kind of like, aren't they kind of like a private military contractor at this point? I don't know. I don't know that they're officially a branch of the French military, but like everyone recognizes them for what they are. Yeah, same here, Ben. In my deployments, people generally like the U.S. They don't always like what politicians do or say, but that's what I thought. Hey, Owen, did you have fun on Easy Man Games last night? So, saw you in the chat. So, no, but yeah. So, been reading up on the assessment. So, for those of you that are unfamiliar with what happened, you know, Israel for the last 12 days, up until Saturday. Well, actually, a little bit after that. Um, Israel was just hammering Iran, and this was all because you know Iran. My theory is that Iran or intelligence was leaked that Iran was close to getting a nuclear weapon, or at least fissile material, because nuclear weapons are fission based, hydrogen weapons are fusion based. Um, yeah, I've heard that the French Foreign Legion that they're they're pretty hardcore dudes. Yeah, that makes sense, Pertix. Why did Democrats think we were in a war? Because we dropped bombs and because it gains attention. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's what I was explaining. You remember that kid soldier that was in here? I was like, dude, We train to have our asses kicked. Um, we do that on purpose so that when the real thing happens, we can be prepared for what's actually going on. Exactly correct. And that's within, like, everybody's like, he broke the Constitution. He didn't follow this. And it's like, we didn't declare war. And if you want to go the route and say that we're in a war, then technically, because Iran is the largest sponsor of terrorism on the planet, the global war on terror isn't over. All right? It was never officially like recognized, because that Congress did officially declare war on terrorism. So if we're at war, we have an open card to attack Iran anytime. It, like, literally, because of the verbiage of the global war on terror and what we dictated in the global war on terror, which is still an ongoing war. It's an ongoing war. Not in Afghanistan anymore, but it is still a war. No, agreed, Vortex. Exactly, Bullseye. Yeah. Yeah. And so that's what I mean. Like, whenever these guys, they get on, whenever you get people on the left that are, and 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 the right does it too. The Republicans do it too. Like, whenever Obama would order strikes, they would say he didn't, and it's like, guys, and that's where I'm different. I'm like, okay, the the powers of the president allow him to, without declaring war, he can order the military to take preemptive strikes, guys. So we're talking about politics and the bombings in Iran and the state of the world and what's going on. Later, Vortex. Have fun, man. Yeah, exactly, Chief. Dude, don't even get me started. I was down there on the border when all that was going on during Fast and Furious. I am very aware of everything that we gave the cartels. Um, I mean, I think it depends on the stolen valor. Hey, Ortiz, what's going on, buddy? Um, oh, Big, that's not true at all. Why do you feel that way, Big? Why are we gonna die because of Trump? You could die from the sun. You could die from from a car. Or are you being facetious? Trying to understand where you're coming from there. What World War III? Booms? You mean because we dropped bombs? That's not declaring war. That's us just dropping bombs. Gotcha. So, the office, the executive branch of the government, which is the office of the President of the United States of America, um, that encompasses a bunch of different things. One of the things that it encompasses is being able to take protective measures for the United States, and that includes, okay, ordering the military to do things like strategic strikes. We don't have to declare war to drop bombs on someone. We aren't invading. We're not putting the land force down. We're not trying to officiate and supervise a regime change. All we did was we said, no, you aren't allowed to have nukes. And so we bombed the hell out of the Iranian nuclear research facilities. And that's it. Yeah, I've seen dudes in Stolen Valor, and like I've had a couple guys like say stuff to me, and I'm just like, cool. Like like those of us that are in the military, we know, yeah, we're not at risk of going to war with Iran. Big. The greatest threat to the United States right now isn't even to the United States. It's it is correlated to the United States. The biggest threat is China to Taiwan. The reason that's a big deal to everybody around the world is because Taiwan is the largest producer of microprocessors on the planet. As much as I wish that was true, Ben, um, unfortunately, China is a bigger threat than the Democrats as of now. Um, yeah, you see these guys like, oh yeah, I did this and this and this in the military. It's like, oh yeah, I was Air Force, but I didn't think it was hardcore enough, so I decided to switch over to uh, the Army. And after I got my combat infantry badge, I decided I wanted to be a scout sniper. So then I changed over to the Marines. And I'm like, oh, cool. How long were you in? 4 years. Really? You were in for 4 years and served in three different branches? So, yeah. Dude, just go enlist, Ortiz. Just go join the Guard or the Reserves. That's what I tell everybody. Everybody's like, I want to get when I because I've heard people say, uh, I want to get drafted or something along those lines. Um, what I usually say is just, dude, if you want to get drafted, just go join the reserves or the guard. You want to be a Delta Ranger communication SEAL? Yeah, yeah. I want to be a stealth. I want to be a stealth drone ranger pilot. Before I retire, I'm gonna be a stealth drone ranger pilot. Oh, speaking of which, I should check and see. I'm still waiting. Like, whenever you get deployed, they make you do like you have to do like your after action or your letter of accolades and all that. So I did my letter. I did my letter of accolades. I mean, it's been over a year since I've been back, and I submitted it like it was already written. I had it pre-written by my commander while I was deployed, and um, and then I submitted it to my like commander support staff at my home unit, my home station. And that's supposed to be like, here's all the things that he qualified for and that he did and his accomplishments. We think he deserves this ribbon, this award, this combat effects, blah, 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 all that crap. I hate that crap. I hate tooting my own horn. I'm like, dude, if I did something, just freaking tell me that I did something and then put it on my rap sheet. That's all I care. If you think that I did it, tell me I did it. Show me that I did it. But I'm not going to tell you that I did it. I don't need your validation. So, right? Hey, Bacon Socks, what's going on, buddy? Been doing well. So anyways, I've got all this, I've submitted it, but now it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, I've been checking on this, I'm just wondering why this stuff hasn't reflected yet. Because while I was deployed, we did like humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip. We did like we did a bunch of strikes against the Houthi and Hezbollah and all kinds of stuff. Oh, that's cool, Winchester. Thank you, Bacon. Thanks, Bacon. Go on, Coco, out of here. Go on. Check and see if my kids are awake. Did you let the dogs out? No, I'm not going to do that. I just want to check my email. Check my... Alrighty. Mr. Beast. They're taking the water pipes apart to make rockets to fire at Israel and then complaining about not having what? Oh, yeah. Gotcha, Ben. Yeah. No, I can't do that, Pertix. Oh, Chief. Oh, man. Oh. Gotta read through my emails. Oh, sorry. Sorry guys, I'm I have to respond to some of these emails. I didn't know that I had these sitting here. There was one useful email. I had like 47 emails and one of them was useful. So has anyone ever seen an axe or hatchet in stock? Oh, so many people. So many people. Man, people like the shotgun video apparently. You're good, Winchester. I've got to get ready for my meeting. It's going to start here in about 20 minutes. I need to go eat some food and get some stuff done before I start the meeting. So, get all my stuff. Thanks for we've been going for an hour. Thanks everybody for tuning in this morning. We'll do a couple more live streams today. I need to do some videos. I need to film some stuff. I got some stuff I got to get done. You guys stay zesty, and thank you for tuning in. Boop.